we need to talk about Christian McCaffrey. Do we talk about him now or in the context of the Tampa game?
I think we could talk about him in the context of the Tampa game. So we just
Fine
saw
by
Tampa
me.
play last night. They're going to be on a short week. They'll be at home. They were really tough. They played the Chiefs undeniably tougher than the Niners did. Baker Mayfield was better against the Chiefs than Brock Purdy was. This is a team that's good, not great. They play hard, and the Niners haven't beaten a team this good yet this season. What do you think about this matchup?
Okay. Again, let's linger a little bit about last night because we saw that game. Chiefs are a better team. When they needed it at the end, Chiefs in overtime drove down, scored a touchdown. That was it. But this Tampa team played them very hard. My feeling about the 49ers right now, and this is without McCaffrey, so we're going to have to come back to McCaffrey. But the team that I've seen for 8 games without McCaffrey will lose to any pretty good team that plays hard, that plays 60 minutes. They will lose to any pretty good team, not a great team, really good teams. They'll absolutely lose to any pretty good team that plays hard. They'll lose to, and that specifically describes the Bucs. That's what they are. They're a pretty good team.
They play for 60 minutes.
They play really hard. And if we don't put McCaffrey into the equation, I'm predicting a loss for the 49ers on the road against this team. Why would I think they could beat this team? They couldn't beat the Rams or Arizona when they were crummy teams. Why would I think they'd beat this team?
Because they traded for Khalil Davis.
Okay.
Didn't think about that. You didn't think about that.
Smarty pants. But look.
No, the answer is that Christian's back. Or he's supposed to be back.
Well, where is he? So let's go through. This is the most serious topic. Let's go through the permutations of what does it mean he's back. So would you like to start or would you like me to start?
I can go first. I mean, the preliminary is that he's on the practice field. He's practicing with the team. He did that Monday. Presumably, if there wasn't any setback, he'll be out there tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. And if all goes well, we assume they'll activate him Saturday for Sunday.
Okay. So that means he will have had 4 days of practice before the Tampa game. That's not a lot of practice. And that comes after he had to go to Germany to get special treatment for his double tendonitis that he can't get in the United States, which is a very serious thing to have to resort to. So I'm saying, okay, they activate him. He steps on the field Sunday. Iggy, my question to you, is he guaranteed of being Christian McCaffrey?
Absolutely not. He might wake up that morning and feel great, but he's not guaranteed of it. And the way football works is there's a game plan that the coaches have put together, probably finished by now. And how can that game plan feature McCaffrey heavily before they've seen him practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Because if he isn't ready for that load and they give it to him anyway, and the game plan calls for that, what do? Do they scrap the game plan and do a bunch of stuff they didn't practice that week, or they just lose? Seems dangerous.
Right. So we're trying to be rational here. Kyle Shanahan has already made his game plan. He may have, from my point of view, some contingency plays for Christian McCaffrey, but it would seem foolhardy to make him the center of the offense the way he has been the previous season and a half, because he doesn't know how he'll feel on Sunday morning. Plus, he doesn't know how he'll hold up during the game. If he starts running him the way he runs Jordan Mason, who knows what's going to happen? He could hurt himself. He could get tired. Who knows? So it seems prudent of the head coach to break him in a little slowly. And I would think if he's okay, he might have some running plays, but he also would have, and not a lot of running plays, passing plays. He'd have fewer people knocking into him. He'd be more in open space. So I think he'd have an equal number of pass receptions or pass opportunities, but not a lot of each. I'm thinking that's the prudent way to go with him. So I'm saying at the very best on this particular Sunday, he will not be the major factor. And if things don't go well, God knows what's going to happen. Do you agree with my analysis so far?
I agree. I mean, what's tricky about this is that the Niners, it's not going to be necessarily an easy win over the Bucs. This is a step up in competition for the 49ers. And Kyle might get nervous. He might find himself down in the game and he might feel like Christian's the only guy who can win the game for him. But that's not a good reason to give him 20 carries. And Isaac Guerrero and Jordan Mason are two other reasons not to give him 20 carries. They don't need to do that with Christian McCaffrey. Where they need Christian McCaffrey is in the passing game, particularly in the red zone. And I think what's cool about McCaffrey, and I'm sure Kyle has figured this out, is I think he would have an impact on the game even not getting the ball. Running routes.
Right.
He's right. Like he draws all that attention. He'd be an incredible decoy. Let him run routes. Let him break a sweat. He doesn't have to take a lot of contact or get the ball a lot, but he'll draw so much attention that other people will get open and for other people. So the idea is to get his feet wet without overworking him. And I think they can do that while winning the game, theoretically.
Okay. Iggy, so are we, let's go slowly. Are we agreed that he probably won't be the offensive emphasis of the game?
I agree. Making him that in his first game back after a week of practice seems completely irresponsible. I don't think Kyle would do it.
Okay, but are you saying even with him, if he's healthy in a limited role, they're going to beat Tampa?
I think even if he's a decoy, that's a big impact, and they should win that game.
Okay, so we disagree.
The points you made are hard to argue with, but this is a different team coming off a bye week. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that they're going to be a better version of themselves, a version we haven't seen yet this season.
Okay,
and
it's true that Tampa has lost 3 in a row. Yeah. You know, it's a team that, and I don't really like their head coach that much. He's their defensive coordinator, and he let Mahomes just go right down the field and score a touchdown, not even a field goal. So all of that, my gut feeling has been wrong so many times, is that limited McCaffrey, with a limited McCaffrey, they're not going to beat Tampa. Now, in future weeks, if McCaffrey becomes a steady player and he plays at the level he played before, they're a whole different team. They're an elite team, and they could even perhaps beat Buffalo, and they could even perhaps beat Detroit. We're not there yet. Those games aren't here yet, and we don't know where McCaffrey stands. But for me, the limited McCaffrey is not enough to beat Tampa. We disagree. We ought to bet a bottle of wine.
Let's do it. Let's bet a bottle of wine. I haven't lost one to you. Well, the last time we wagered, I lost, but it's been a while. It was Ayuk.
Yeah.
Now we got to do Christian McCaffrey. Yeah.
So here's, I want to make it very clear. We're saying if McCaffrey plays, that's the condition. I'm saying Tampa wins. You're saying the Niners win. Okay. Yeah. Let's bet a really nice Beaujolais, a Morgon.
Morgon. We're going Kermit.
Morgon.
Sounds good. I like that. Let's do that.
Kermit Lynch.